Hey, what's up? I'm Al Cox. I make games, play games, and everything in between. And today we are going to be working on the user interface on the game that I'm hoping to finish by the end of this month. And if there's time, I'll probably be spending more time doing minor tweaks and level adjustments on the 50 levels that I have. But when it comes to the UI, start game, pause, game over, level complete, I've been putting that off forever. Like I just don't want to do it because I don't know, whatever, no judgments. So I've been putting it off, and I thought today would be, I almost didn't even do a live stream today because I didn't want to do the menu UI. Like that's how much I don't want to do the menu UI. Like, so much so, hopefully, I think this is better for the volume. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like that's how much I don't want to do the menu UI. That being said, I'm gonna just spend hours on it today. That's kind of my solution in terms of doing something I don't want to do. It sounds silly, but I'll just allocate multiple hours in the day so that I have no choice but to focus on the UIs. I don't like the way it is now. I used to have Adobe Illustrator, but I don't, and I was trying to get, I have Photoshop, and so we're just going to be doing this in Photoshop. It's not my preferred method, but sometimes you don't get your preferred method. You get what you get, and okay, let's make this screen smaller. And this one bigger. There we go. Okay, I think that fits. Looking good, looking good. Oh wait, no, it's a little. There we go. I think that's. Okay, so I have not opened this project in a week. I spent last week kind of focusing on just the Martian Marathon game, which was fun to mess around with. I think it's always fun to do something you're not used to in terms of just getting yourself out of the element of what you're doing and trying to do something different. And because Buildbox gives away really cool assets, and I hope they keep doing this forever. But here we are on, as you can see, June 26th was the last time I opened this. Looks like I was doing something around color testing. The first thing I want to do is save a new file, and that is because we are on 3.2.3, which has been working pretty decent for me. 3.22 was horrible for me in terms of even just live streaming and the lag. So I really like 3.2.1, and I'm curious to see how this does. I'm getting a warning here, and I'm trying to save as, so that's what's confusing me. So you get this warning even though you're doing save as. Okay. 58, making UI. So just trying to go ahead and get started. Hey, what's up, Matt? Yo, Matt, I was actually able to play your game this weekend. Amazing job. That was really, it's a really cool, it's like spin plate or, where's my phone? Yeah, spiral plate, super great game. I think it's like very appealing in terms of what's happening in the industry now and what people like. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of, yeah, spiral plate. I thought you guys did a great job on that game. So you'll eventually see that on my gameplay list, but it might be a while because I try to play multiple games at once. But I think my favorite thing about that, and this is just because I like graffiti and stencils, but I really liked how there was a progression in terms of choosing what you wanted to do. That stuff I thought was really cool. And then for the most part, I think whenever there was a cool stencil, I picked that. And yeah, just great job on the spiral plate. Where were we? UI. I just like don't want to do UI. Like I just don't like You know what? Let's take a look at Spiral Plate, see what you guys did in terms of your UI. because I'm always off. Here's like all the games I play. Where is it? So let's just specifically, I want to look at your UI because I have to do UI. So you got the UI here. Graphics look great. Play. So I could have a play button. I like the haptic feedback up here. Coins. I don't have coins in my games, although I might use. Hey, what's up, Shadow Hunter players? Welcome. Today we're working on making a game, and I'm looking at UIs from Spiral Play. This is a game that Matt Titus worked with, I believe, another person, and this was made in Unity. But, you know, whenever you're working on something, anything game dev related, I like to look at actual examples, which if you're ever in the mood to find an endless sorts of actual gameplay, check out my playlist. I put a new game every day. I'm always playing the top games that I like. Sometimes I'll play games that are not my favorite games, which I have to say it's always fascinating to me whenever I play a game that I kind of don't want to play, because like I go to App Annie for all my gameplay information, and I find that whenever I play a game I'm not really into, it always leaves me an extra bit. I always come away with learning something, and I don't know if that's just because for the most part, I'll probably not play the game, because some of these games, they last on the App Store for like 5 days. They'll be in the top 10, and then after 5 days, they'll be out of the top 10. I do think it's super important to play these games for me to understand the market trends. Hey, what's up, Sander Games? So that's just my thought of you. And also, I like playing the games anyway, so it's just like a good excuse to just play games. And usually each game has anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes rough time. So like tie-dye is in. I'm not really into that. Doctor Care, Doctor Care I find fascinating. I think there's a lot, like I could even do a whole live stream talking. I think I'll do that where I talk through this. Hey, Praise of Games. Oh no, your flight got canceled or something horrible like that. You got, hopefully you made it back to South Africa. So Beat Blade, awesome game. I played this game, and we can even look at them, their UIs. I think it's great to just look at multiple game UIs. I played Space Runner. This is a Buildbox game, and their UI is pretty. They have actually a lot going on here. Maybe that's not the. Whoa, yeah, the music was extra loud. So Voodoo usually does a good job. I'm not going to be able to watch the streams, but tomorrow early I'm going on a train to the airport. Hey, get to the airport, get to where you're going. That's okay. I'll be back later this week. Do you use any Unity Visual Studios? So Shadow Hunter Plays, who's watching me on Twitch, I actually use the software called Buildbox to make games. It's not as in-depth and used by as many people in terms of Unity, but I look at it like a very good prototype game. Very good to get quick prototypes, and yeah, but like here's some of the levels that I've made. And I gotta do something with the UI. Like even now, I'm just wasting time so I could not do the UI. But let's just go ahead and grab. I thought I had Photoshop open over here. So I'm gonna make something like 300 wide and 100 up in terms of size. And that'll be like maybe for the level complete or game over or something. Yeah, Shadow Hunter, since you are the only person on Twitch, I'll show you a quick couple of levels. Here in the top right, it shows the frame rate per second. And then it's basically a ball that goes to the side. Oh, I need to do something here as well. Like this is the UI. Oh, and then the play button doesn't work. Again, if you were using a Mac and Buildbox and a separate monitor, both things matter. If you hit play, you hit refresh, then it'll fix the bug. There is a bug, and that is that the buttons don't work. And here we can see that the buttons do work. Wait, where are you streaming? Hey, hold on, sorry, 1 second. Sanders Games. Hi, I'm 15 and I want to start making games. I started making games with Buildbox, but I don't have money for a monthly subscription. RIP. Sorry for the bad English. No worries on the bad English. I think your English is great. I actually grew up in multiple countries where people don't speak English as a first language. And technically, if we want to be technical, English is not my first language, but it kind of is the only language I speak, although I'm learning Spanish. But not the point. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about getting a monthly subscription, Sanders Games. I know that Buildbox has that. I think it's not cool for anybody like yourself who's trying to just make games and have fun with it. I wouldn't worry about that. Instead, what I would focus on is the free subscription in Buildbox and just trying to make something from that, because everybody is always, everyone is always wishing that there was another level of something unlocked in Buildbox in order to make games. If not, I wish I had more scenes, wishing to have more worlds, wishing for mobile export, which to me is a legitimate one. But yeah, I would focus on just trying to make a game, because Buildbox is a tool. Like whether you use Buildbox, Construct 3, Godot, Unity with Playmaker, or Unity with Corgi, all these things are tools. Okay, so when you use Buildbox to make games, yes, of course, you're thinking about the future in terms of how to export your games onto mobile, which has its place. But may I recommend you begin focusing on an endless type of game. So I think Running Monsters is a good game made by Buildbox that I played recently. And it's an endless game. Yeah, export is free. Like, the goal is to just focus on making a very simple game before you worry about the other stuff, and the other stuff being a mobile export. And it's important. I don't want to like say, oh, hey, that stuff's not important. It is. But if you are at the level where you're just trying to make an endless character move left to right, well then, you know, you're in the beginning stages of understanding game development and figuring out how you're going to place everything, how you're going to set up and design everything, can correspond through whatever game engine you use. So where is, I have, I think it's this one. So this is, to me, a really good example of a Buildbox game. Super simple. They're even using an FBX model character, which I don't even know how to do. And like release, jump, super straightforward. So something like that you can make. You gotta find a game closely related to your game and take the UI inspiration from the game. Maybe Spiral Roll. Thank you, Matt. I think that's a really good point. And it's one, I like to think my game is so unique that no other game is like it. But yeah, I also have just a buttload of games and the UI examples, and honestly, I just don't like doing UI. To me, UI is not cool. You gotta find games closely related. Yeah, I grew up in 2 countries, Blomish, 14, and Pretoria. We speak English, and Blomet Pretoria, and I speak Pretoria. I speak Afrikaans. I wish desktop export is free. Well, desktop export, I do believe is free. Yeah, thank you for the music. I will decrease it like this. Thank you for that. I like to have music because I think without music, then you just hear my voice, and that's like not boring, but not soothing. Okay, so let's Let's take a look at some other desktop UIs. Bullet Rush. I think this game is getting tested by Voodoo right now. So Voodoo's always a good, so like, look at this thing in the beginning that they have. I should have something like this for my game. I don't. Where's my Trello board? I haven't used that in a while. And it's a good way to pretend like I'm trying to keep track of the things that I want to do. Oh yeah, Shadowhunter, you don't see this, but this is being streamed on YouTube and Twitch. So I don't know, I don't think you see, there's like a bunch of questions. Wait, where am I streaming? I am streaming in Kentucky, but I, you know, if you got me a month ago, I was streaming in, well, I guess I got here a month ago. But I am kind of like a digital nomad, but obviously COVID's a thing, so I'm not really traveling. But yeah, 2 months ago I was in Colombia, and yeah, I don't know. I have found my favorite game to play, Dev Tycoon, which teaches you what is important you can improve, and what you can improve when you release to the internet. Yeah, no, those are great games as well. Okay, so what did I say I needed to? Movement, intro. Okay, so why don't we just do that right now? I think it's a great place. I like to go to flat icon. I think is a good spot. And I'll just type in infinity. Loop. I do feel like if this was Illustrator, I could just make one. So I need a loop with a finger. And I think I have fingers. Let me just, search. Okay, so I got this touch, which I think I can use. Oh, you don't see anything on my channel, Hunter? Thank you for letting me know. I'll take a look. You mean, well, you see the live stream, you just don't see any information about me or anything like that. That is what I think you're saying on Twitch. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking for like a yin-yang. I think this one is pretty straightforward. I'm sorry, not a yin-yang, a infinity sign. Actually, this one looks good too. Okay, so this is not free. That's lame. I thought it was free. I am not here to pay money. What's up, Dex Phase? It's Shadow, by the way. What's up, Shadow? Oh, hey. Oh, you came over. Oh, that's very cool. Thank you. I appreciate your effort to check out me try to make a game. Okay, so that's not working. I was gonna go here. File. Oh, it's over here. So I said 300 width, I think. Then 100. Infinity. Yeah, no, I'm gonna make my own infinity symbol. I don't want to be like, sometimes it's nice to just like copy and paste. But the upside here is I can use a brush See, this is where I get a little concerned. I kind of just lose myself in little goal, like goals, like whatever I'm trying to do. I get lost in the brushes. Like if I go to In-N-Out Burger, I get confused on what to order. So it's always difficult when you're faced with multiple choices. You could make a super well. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. I'm just worried that I might not like it. I'm super picky. Like I appreciate the energy. I just worry that I wouldn't like it because who knows why. Okay, let's just try this one and make this bigger. Yep, and then go something like this. I don't know why it's purple. Okay, so that was, I'm gonna say it was a fail, but we're gonna need black. Well, actually what we want is a black background. So let me go here, add a new layer, get this layer and delete it. And then we go here, and then we need a white brush, make this a little bit smaller. You made a logo drone that actually works and is steady in the air. Oh, a Lego drone. Whoa, that is awesome. Okay, focus. Come on, big loops. There we go, come on. Ah, I messed it up. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it's a little weird, but that's okay. It adds. Yeah, I think that's good. Let me try this out. So it just occurred to me that where and this is a good, put two circles together and erase the edge. Yeah, I like that. Use Photoshop's built-in symmetry. You guys are great because you can clearly see that I am used to Illustrator, not Photoshop. That being said, while creating this, I think it's important to remember that everything that we'll be seeing in the background will be the game itself. So that's just something I think is important to take into consideration. And let's go ahead and use the built-in two circles together, then erase the edges. Yeah, actually that's a great idea. Oval circles, rectangle, actually just need to grab the ellipse. And then finally delete that. Delete. The stroke is good. Did it have like a blurry? That's not even what I wanted. Maybe this is too high. Yeah, that's what it was. Put it to 5. 10. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, this is 2018. Actually, that's not bad. Oops, not that one. Oh, there's that. So I can take this, paste. See if I can't. No, I can't. I'm trying to select the second. Grab it. Oh, there's a icon over here. That's why. That's good enough. I think it's a little weird. Yeah, I know exactly what I would do if this was. Well, I don't know what to do. Okay, try this one. Hey, this isn't same as yours. I can do that smoother with my phone. I made an infinity in 2 minutes. Can you? How do you send over the infinity symbol? Looks like squash. Erase the edges. You guys are great. See, this is exactly why I just like to download the symbol, because then I spend 10 minutes when there's not even anything to do with my game. Let me just look at not Google Docs. Google. Okay, so I'm downloading this. I find the trick to so many things is I just break down the difference between the things that I know how to do and then the things that I, don't know how to do. So I don't know how to make that kind of infinity symbol, but I do know how to make this symbol work by grabbing this and delete. Oh, I gotta put this in place first. Unlock. What's going on here? I always copy clipboard and modify them for my use. Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's a good one, Matt. For me, it's a little bit difficult because I'm not used to like doing this here, but getting Illustrator from a friend of mine is going to take more time. Why does that look weird? Let me try that again. Okay, something's up here. Okay, now unlock this. Oh, it doesn't even like me to do anything to this. Whatever, I'm gonna do Command 4. Take a screenshot, try it again. Okay, there we go. Put this here below and select the magic wand. Nope, this one. Command D to deselect everything. Delete, 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 and there we go. There's an outline, but I don't really like that, and that's okay. Let's see what the size of this is, and then we'll save it somewhere very special. All right, that's perfect. So let's go here, save as. Go to where I have the game. So I tend to do this, you know, this may not be the best, but there's two ways I like to save images or pictures or whatever I'm using. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's saving it as the old name. No, I need to save as an image. So file, export, custom export. There we go. So there's two ways to do this, okay? I have a lot of things or you could just do both and get confused like me. But I have literally a UI button folder that's in my game dev folder. And then I also put here in this, Rolling Spaces was the original name of this game. So here I have it as well. So if you can keep your organization of your UI buttons all in a single place, it just helps in the future when you go back to it. Because I have multiple infinity loops, but I just don't know where they're at, and then I'm like, I might not like it. So let's call this infinity loop one word. And then I think I had a touch. It was called a touch. Let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff going on here. I made a Steam logo on Illustrator that looks different, more detailed. Awesome. Good job. Using Illustrator takes practice, honestly. It's simple, looks attractive to customers. I completely agree with you. Unlock the edit, then edit. Yep. Yeah. Unlock, edit to the image. For some reason, it wasn't unlocking. I'm not sure why. So I just took the shortcut and I copied, screenshotted the image, and then dragged it over to Photoshop, which reopened it. And I think it's because I downloaded it from the internet. Dex Phase, have you published any games? Yeah, I published maybe, I want to say like a dozen games. But the game that we're working on now is the first game that I've been working on for over a month, which I haven't done in a year because I've just been doing this thing where I try to make games quickly. And I think I'll continue to try to make simple, short games quickly after I'm done with this game. This was just one that I enjoyed very much, so I wanted to spend more time on it. So now let's go find that infinity. Oh yeah, I was looking for something called a touch. So here, and now I have to find it, and I think it's like it's an image, and it's somewhere. So I just have to find it. And then if not, I can always grab one. Here we go, touch. So I'm gonna, I don't know, click that. I wanna see where it is. UI buttons. Okay, so I have a folder called UI buttons somewhere. Perfect. Oh, cool, and here is that UI button, and I think I might as well just go ahead and add that infinity icon here as well, just so, you know, I make games all the time, so I'll probably need it in the future. When you can plan for the future today, it goes a long way. As you can see, we've been on this live stream for maybe like, I don't even know, 30 minutes or something, and I'm just now getting to the images that I like to put into my world. Okay, so we're gonna put these images here in the UI because in the UI there's certain things that you can do, and it's called an auto hide, and that just lets you hide the image. Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Where is infinity? Oh, I didn't copy it. I just completely straight moved it. Amateur move. Look at that. Copy. Paste. There we go. We put this here. I hope that's set as an image. Yeah, I think that's good. 320 is always the middle. And I'm gonna actually leave it up a little bit. I like it up. I think there's a issue when it comes to multiple phone screen resolutions. So having it a little bit higher up just helps you kind of counteract that. And then we need the touch. Here we go. And then the touch. So as you can see, the touch is black, and it's also kind of big. We're gonna take care of that in a second. Oh, and then also notice, I'm gonna label it here. I sometimes forget to, oh, all caps, okay. Sometimes forget to label, which is okay, but it will cause you confusion. So generally I like to label right away. Okay, so put the touch on top. Touch on infinity, there we go. And I think I can make this 0.75. I don't know. I think that's kind of, what do you guys think? Do you think this finger is too big, or should I make it smaller? Oh, and for the color, you just go into image over here, and you can change these numbers. At least I thought you could. There we go. Basically, I just messed around until one of them flips the color inverse. And I think it was brightness that did it. Yep, it was brightness. So save it here. And then we can see how it looks over here. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. It's been a while since we've saved, and yeah. So the next thing I'm gonna do here, which is, oh, hold on. I do think my voice is a little raspy, which in my opinion is pretty cool. That being said, here what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. I just, see, even then it's too small. Okay, so maybe 6. I'm always trying to make myself visually happy. Yeah, 6 is okay. Okay, so a couple of things here is we're gonna be messing over here with the event open, idle, and close. Be very careful here. If you're not used to going in here and changing things, I strongly recommend that you do not, because it will be frustrating and you will make mistakes. And be sure to save, like, leave yourself to be testing when you go in here. And the reason is because I think it's very easy to get frustrated here. But let me show you what you can do. So right now you see all the objects, and this is like the introduction. So anytime anything appears specifically from the UI onto the screen, it has an open event, and then it has your idle event, which is generally the gameplay or what have you. And then it has the close event, and that's when everything is closing and you're going to a different UI. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set it to open, and I want this to be 0. So the opacity is 0, so you just don't see it. Oh, and since we're making changes here, you're gonna want to hit that record button, and I'm gonna go over here and put 0 and then hit tab. So it saves it right here. Down here you can see that the first point is saved. So at 0 frames per second at the opening, which is essentially the game introduction. For 10 seconds, you'll have, go 15 seconds, you'll have it from 0 to 1. So I've put it up over here, which is roughly 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 seconds. Oh, well, let me delete that. So here we have 0 seconds, and then here I move it up to here, Okay, and then I go to the opacity and I change it to 1. And then once I hit enter or tab, it'll save it down here, and you can see the progression of it becoming visible to invisible. Now, once visible, oh, so we can see here something's already happening strange with the touch button. For some reason, the touch button is invisible. And this is what I was talking about when you come in here and make changes. You got to be careful because changes that you don't want to happen may happen. So I go to the infinity over here. You see it along the way. And then the infinity is good. So now let's go to the touch. And here we can see that the touch has an extra one over here, which it shouldn't be there. And then this keeps it so it just shows up on the screen. So that's when it opens. Okay, so now whenever the level loads, you'll have it open, and then you'll go to the idle. Now, the idle, it should show the image, but it doesn't. After this part is the Trades of Games has some good content. Nice. After this is the hard part, isn't it? Hard part is always subjective and depends on how much practice you have. Luckily, in this area, Buildbox 2, which I've used for 2 years, I used a lot of this and got really good at it. And it's just, you just want to be super specific here, you know, because there's a lot of errors that can occur when I make changes to the idle. It can mess up the open. So there's just a lot of error, a lot of room for mistakes here. And even like you always want to test it over and over again. So right now the open looks good. But once I start moving objects around, that's when things are going to get really weird. And here we can see that there's a image here. So for some reason, this is here and it doesn't need to be. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And what we're going to be doing is now moving the object. We're going to be moving the finger from here, here, here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different points where you have to write in the controls. So Buildbox is more of a visual prototype type of software, whereas in Unity, I think maybe you could maybe do it in code, I don't know. But here we're gonna be using, this is a timestamp essentially, and we got 40 frames. So we're gonna make this all happen in 40 frames. And then the Autohide up here, which we'll do later, but you'll see how it works. You know what, let me just save it right now so we can see what you see in the game. And I'm gonna also add the Autohide to be 0.35 seconds. So I'm going to select the touch and the infinity touch. We want to have Autohide at 0.42 seconds. And now let's check it. And I'm going to deselect this just because I'm not making changes in it. So I don't want anything weird to happen. There we go. So you can see this isn't moving, but it should Autohide in 0.4. It's not Autohided. So I'm going to do 0.1, and then I'm going to save it. But the images should be auto-hiding, so they're not. That's so I'm just testing to make sure this looks good. It's not auto hiding. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because it's a Buildbox bug. Yeah, I actually really like that idea, Matt. I think I'm gonna do that right now. Because I hopefully have Photoshop still open. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm actually gonna go in here, and I kind of want to make these. Well, I can just leave that. Where's the finger touch? So here we're gonna make everything black, and that's just for consistency. This brush. Make it smaller. Yeah, so I'm not sure why the Autohide feature isn't working. That's strange. I haven't seen that before. Actually, I think I might get rid of this. Oops. Okay, let me see if this auto hides. No, that's a straight up. Okay, so something is up with the FPS, maybe. I think it has something to do with the opacity, so I kind of want to like delete that. Okay, so open, idle. Now let me go here. Definitely touch just to see if that works. So the auto hide is not working. I'm definitely going to reach out to Buildbox about that because you kind of need that to work, or I would like that to work. Okay, so let's take this and then also delete that. Think that's good too? Should I delete that as well? Lag. Smaller. So I actually want to see if I. Oh. So if I put an auto hide on this 0.42, does that hide or no? It does hide. So this doesn't hide. Maybe it doesn't hide because it's moving. I do feel like I've done this before though. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this one. Put this here. I'm gonna actually delete this as well, and that is because it's not auto hiding, and I think I may know why, but I want to try something out first. Okay. So I got the auto hide to work. Now what I'm curious, and let me save it, is if, so I want it to fade in and then fade out. Okay, I don't want it to, hey Shrin and Vas, what's up? Doing good, just working on the UI for my game Ball Meets World. I've been putting it off. I don't, to me, when it comes to making games, making levels, it's probably some of the most difficult and also the funnest. But UI is, to me, very boring, but super important. So let's see if that works, what I did. How about yourself? How are you? Wait, did it load? Okay, let me do 0.65. And I'm gonna go over here into the open. See if I can't manipulate this. I think this is a really good example of how to problem solve in Buildbox, because the objects that I had were not disappearing and I expected them to disappear. So what I did was just reloaded the objects before I had made any changes. So I had made changes to make them slowly appear and then disappear, which must have made some kind of effect for the auto hide not to work. I wouldn't think it would do that, but it's clear that it did. So let's undo this and then we'll go to, okay, this looks good. So here we can see that it doesn't seem to be, oh wait, yeah, it doesn't seem to be showing. Now I know how this works, so I know that moving this should slow it down from appearing. But like if you look, it just appears, which technically is not supposed to do that. So it does feel like these little changes that I made here are not working, so I'm just gonna forget about it and kind of get back to where I need to be. So here, it's gonna be here, hit the record button, and then I just kind of hit, I go up here and I hit tab, and what that does is it saves a marker. So I can go 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. So I'm gonna do it every 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. Then I just move it up to here. And let me go ahead and I'm looking up here on the top left, and these are not labeled correctly. Infinity touch. Okay, so here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This isn't gonna look perfect, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll look good enough to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. And then. Yep. And then we can do 30. Yep. Let's do. I'm gonna do 36 frames just to be safe. Unclick this. Save, and let's preview. Did you learn a lot from Penguin's live stream? Oh, I always learn a lot from Smart Penguin. I think he has a lot of knowledge in terms of the coding on the back end. So like watching him work is always a pleasure because I don't know. I guess I try to better understand the JavaScript element, because if you know that, then there's a lot of things you can do better, more efficiently than using the node system. But yeah, overall, I think Penguin has a great. I just wish I had better questions or more questions, but that's okay. Let's check it out. Okay, so you saw it kind of move at the end, and what that is the difference between the intro and so this open is way too long. So I'm gonna move this to like 10 or something, and then wait. If we actually hold on, let me make it 25, and move this to 9. Well, yeah, let's do that. 11. So let's check it out. And I actually want that to loop. So we go to idle, we hit loop, and let's give it a go. Okay, perfect. It does look a little buggy. What games did he publish? I don't know. You would have to ask him. I'm not sure. I don't know of any. I know he has a lot of great resources, but if I had to think specifically of games, I'm not sure. Okay, so that looks good. I think that looks good. Let's check it out again. Yeah, so it gives the player. Cool. So I think this level 1 is okay. Yeah, I need something on the level complete, something to look better. And I was thinking of using some of the images, like the objects. I don't know if that's going to slow things down. I'm going to take a look at my atlas. I don't know if I've even done that recently. Okay, so 2 atlases is good. This is like some pool water thing from DJ Layton that I was trying to use, but it doesn't work the way that I would like it to. Let me optimize and rebuild. I might have gotten rid of those objects. I don't know. Cool. Let's get rid of this. So we got level complete and we got game over. So I think the first thing I need to do is decide if I'm going to add some kind of point system. I was thinking of having it every time one of these touch the character, it shoots off with a trail. I think I might have even been trying to do that. Let's take a look. Yeah, here we go. If collide with player. I think this is a trail animation, or we can put, I'm gonna go grab a trail animation actually from the player. Here we go. I think that's what this was. I'm gonna look at movements. Okay, so I'm gonna try this and then do some of these, the leg. Nope, not touch rotate. Rotate. So the idea is if you touch one of the, if the player touches a domino, I've been calling them dominoes, that it'll jump up in the air and rotate. Let's see how that looks. And after 5 seconds, it'll be removed. Okay, and save it, and we're gonna see how this looks. Oh, it's saved. Click. It says jump nodes only work with dynamic bodies, and yet enabling by default. Okay, so what it's saying is that it automatically makes the object a dynamic, which is cool. Hola, welcome. So basically it says it turns it into a dynamic body, but here it is, like this should change it to dynamic anyways. Yeah, but there's no, I don't see a trail. Let me take a look how these are set up. These also, oh wait, let me just take this trail. Maybe that'll be help better. All right, so it looks good, but we just need to get this trail working. Let's make the width 5. I'm gonna give it 30. And then I'm gonna add the rotation too, and I'm gonna put Y of 360. Or I'm sorry, X of 360. Basically, I want it to like shoot off left or right. I don't want it to go straight up. I mean, technically, we haven't gotten the trail working yet. So let's try that. Oh, look, it spins. So not X. Let's try 360 Y. Let's see what that looks like. And this is a lot of what I do in Buildbox. I just like try one thing, it doesn't work. I try another thing, it does work. Usually it's not like that. Usually it's like I have to try 100 things. I mean, that's kind of cool. Let me see what the Z does. And again, we still need the trail. Like the whole goal of this is to get a trail. I want it to shoot off. Oh man, I like a lot of these. You know, I'm almost tempted to try something like this. And then after 2 seconds, you get removed. Cool. Maybe if I just put the trail once it's created. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so it's not like that. Let me try this one. Oh, that's a glowy. I thought that was okay. Wait, no, it is the same, but why? Oh wait, that's not the player. Here's the player. So this is the animation. Okay, so I grabbed the wrong item, which is which I did on purpose so that you can learn from my mistakes. Hey, what's up, Sonny? You know, check out what I am doing here. I am doing something like this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make that obviously smaller, but the fade, that was cool. Let's try that. Okay, definitely need to take this fade down to like 1. I really like it though. I feel like that's supposed to be a little lever there, so I'm gonna put 0.25. Yeah, it looks cool. Now I almost want to add like color to it, but I kind of wish it was even more rotating, more like you know, it kind of goes straight up. Oh, well, maybe not. No, it just depends on what angle you get it at. And like I can have it so you collect those coins, or like put it in the top left. That could be a thing. Hello, I'm still having problem with AdMob on Android. Okay, so let me try to help with this question first. When it comes to AdMob on Android, you're gonna need to be very specific in terms of what. So step 1, I would try to get the banner ads to work. Step 2, I would try to get the interstitial ads to work. Step 3, maybe you want like something more advanced, okay? Worry about the more advanced stuff later. When it comes to the implementation of AdMob via interstitials and banner ads, the setup is pretty straightforward. However, any small errors will lead to big mistakes. So my question to you is, did you set up the banner ads and interstitials from what you can tell properly, and are you receiving any errors? And then also a common issue that a lot of people just don't seem to grasp is that if nobody is, and this is kind of just how the ad serving is, if you only have less than, let's say, 20 people playing your game on a daily basis, then AdMob may not even recognize, like it takes time for AdMob to understand that this is what's to be expected. So it may, I find a lot of times AdMob, if you have it set up properly, is working properly, it just shows you nothing. A good example was when I was testing AdMob originally. This was in December, so 6 months ago. And again, this is for iOS, so it is different. I don't know the specifics. But if you think you set everything up, then if you believe, this is important because you need to break things down. If you believe you have it set up properly, then check that box mentally in your head and understand that something may be missing. Next, you want to look at AdMob specifically. You want to look at how many people, let's say you know for a fact that you are playing your game and that you should be seeing requests. If you go into AdMob, you'll see how many requests you get. And if you don't have a lot of requests, so let's say for every 100 requests, and hypothetically that's you playing one version of your game for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, you know that you should be seeing requests for ads, and then you need to see the difference between how many people you know for a fact. Hopefully you have playtesters, but if it's just yourself, that's okay. You'll have low digit numbers in terms of delivery. And AdMob likes thousands of delivery versus minimal delivery. So if you think, I find a lot of times when you think you have everything set up and are not seeing anything, you probably do have everything set up and are just not seeing anything. And so what I would do then is try to figure out how to create your own house ads so that you can show your own personal ads 100% of the time, as opposed to utilizing AdMob and trying to monetize your ad. Because if you are not seeing your ad 100% of the time, an AdMob could easily just be showing you 0 ads or like 1 ad. So for every 10 players you have, maybe only 2 people see ads. So, it's kind of like playtesting, assuming AdMob is working properly, but the fill rate, it's called a fill rate. And then that could be helpful. What operating system are you using to build games in Buildbox? I am using, I think it's Catalina OS on a MacBook Pro that is 2 years old. 2 years ago it was top of the line, but these days trying to do live stream and a billion other things at once tends to slow it down. But that's okay. So I'm really liking this. I don't know, should I keep track of this or should we just have it so you know what? I'm even gonna just change the jump radius to 15. Oh, and you know what? I can even I'm gonna try a scale animation. I don't even know if this is gonna work, but I want to try it anyway. And look here, this is always a good thing. So whenever you're using a delay node, which I used to use all the time, but now I tend to use the timer node. This here has a duration in it. So while I have a 2-second delay, I can add a 2-second duration. And the whole goal of this anyways is to make the cube, or that cube, smaller. So I'm gonna do 0, 0, 0, and whenever 0, 0, 0 doesn't work, I try 0.001. But let's see what this looks like. Okay, so it actually doesn't work. Oh wait. Yeah, it doesn't look like it works. It looks like it just makes it smaller or just disappears. But I bet you this. And then it could also be the is delta checkbox again, most of the time. Yeah, I'm happy to help with you with the AdMob thing. I think that most of the time the issue is that AdMob, and this could, I just hate saying this if it's not AdMob and that you do have a problem. But I do find a lot of people, when they set it up, everything is working fine. It's just that there's just such a low amount of people playing your game that AdMob doesn't, when it only has to show 25 to 100 ads, it tends to get overlooked. And the way AdMob is designed, is if you have hypothetically, if you were to have 1 million people or 1 million ads, even then AdMob could easily not show 200,000 people ads, because it's trying to understand, it's running algorithms to understand how many people are playing, how many it should expect. And depending on how long your game has been out there, assuming everything is correct, you could still be facing these kind of issues. So it's just good to know. If you don't know that, then you're going to be thinking you did something wrong when in fact you did everything right. But now you're in like a 2-week grace period where you just have to. And this is why I say look at the numbers. Go to the dashboard and just look at that. Be like, what's going on here? How many people? How many ads should you have seen? Stuff like that. Example to try. Because then if you have a house ad, then 100% of the time, your ads should be your ads. See, they're not getting smaller. Let's try this. Uncheck it. Yo, that did it. I like it. I wish I could make these trails. Wishing you shall receive. Let's do it. I'm gonna make these trails random color. Let's get a random. Let's get our color chart variable. This is honestly one of my favorite things, is when I just come up with an idea, and I obviously think all my ideas are great. That being said, when I get to show an idea on a live stream, I think it's great. Can you add fire when they fly? Stay tuned, and I'm not gonna just add fire. I'm gonna add a rainbow. This is, by the way, this is totally my desktop. So you can't see it now, but my desktop is dirty. And here's a picture of me. I like this picture because I hated it when I took it. And now I like it. Here we go. This is what we want. It's funny how you like hate something and then like a month goes by and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't hate that picture. Okay, so trail, I'm gonna put this into here, and then we're gonna have 5 random colors. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's connect it. And this is to just help accentuate the color theme of my game. Okay. I don't even know if this is gonna look good. Like, this could look horrible, and the yellows, they just don't look like they're coming out. I should also label these, but why label something if we don't even know if we like it? Like, if it looks horrible, I just spent 10 seconds labeling when I could have just not done it. This to me is a lot. Oh, let's save it too. Let's give it a new name. Man, I have been putting this off for, I want to say, at least 2 weeks. I came up with the idea to do this 2 weeks ago. Flying dominoes. And I just didn't know how to do it. So I didn't do it. And I just focused on so many things. And I think this is a good lesson too in terms of developing games. When you don't know how to do something, or like me, when you're afraid to try because you know you're going to be frustrated and you're going to spend hours being frustrated, I tend to focus on the things that I know how to do and do well, like build levels. Like, I made 50 levels and that wasn't easy. And then I put off the things that I want to do to the point where I almost didn't even do a live stream today because I didn't want to do any of this. Like, you get to the point where you don't want to do it so much that you literally just would rather do nothing. And that's kind of, for me, the tipping point. So let's see how it looks. Did I save it? I did. Flying dominoes. Okay, so we can see that there's color, but they're small, and I can do. I'm gonna do 0.5. Oh, come on, 0.5. Okay, that's not good. I don't like it when I'm trying to do something. Oh, look at these. Okay, so these are different. So that's a little confusing. Okay, so the trail's not even working. So the reason these are different is you always want to be careful whenever you use a preset, because I think they tend to be, a lot of the nodes tend to be out of date. Okay, so I'm noticing my text. Oh, I somehow accidentally turned off my keyboard. What are the odds of that? Pretty good, actually. I would say the odds are pretty good. So let's try 0.5. And I'm gonna go ahead and copy. That way I can just hit Control V or Command V. Save, and then we'll try it again. Oh snap, my battery's going down. That's not good. We'll see. It usually will kick back up in terms of like when I get to 90%. But yeah. Okay. I mean, they don't really look like a rainbow, I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad. It's not what I thought it was gonna look like. What if I did all of them? What would that look like? I'm always curious to, and you know what? To be fair, hold on. Let's make these a little bit brighter. Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, just move it opacity up like that. Yeah. Yeah, this one definitely needs to be brighter. Purple needs to be brighter as well. And then let's, I feel like I can make the width 25. Let me do 25 over here and then we can compare. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Hey, Al, are you working or planning to do a big project? Expect this. So this is my big, Sonny, this is my big project. I've been working on this game for at least a month. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then I might test it with Quali. I'm not sure. I don't want to tell them I'm making a game on live stream because I think they wouldn't like that. I still have to implement all the SDKs and do a bunch of stuff, but that's at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks away, depending on how much I get done this week. I'm gonna try 25. I just don't know what I like here. I feel like maybe orange. So that's orange? Huh. It doesn't look orange. Does that look orange to you guys? Kind of. That is so cool though. Okay, cool. So I finally did that. Oh my god, I hate this UI. Okay, what did I see? I saw some. So this is good for now. we're just gonna keep it one trail. If I decide to do a multicolor, I still have the stuff here. I feel like the color isn't really doing anything. At 90%. Yeah, there's a hint. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I do see a hint of a color. So what did I see? I saw a haptic feedback button. I made my haptic feedback button in Illustrator. But I saw one that I liked. I think it was from Voodoo. So let me find here. And if you are interested in using haptic feedback in your Buildbox game, check out the Buildbox forum, because that is where I found it was like I forget how it was. It was set up to use haptic feedback whenever you add a point. So all I did was I added a point, 0 points specifically, and you can, which allows me to add points in the game another way if I so choose to. That being said, whenever you hit a platform, it adds a point. Basically, anywhere, any object that the player is landing on, it's like tick, 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 haptic feedback. I think haptic feedback is amazing, and a lot of gameplays, there's different ways to do it, and I'm still learning because you can have different levels of vibrations versus light vibrations or heavy vibrations, and these things do wear down the battery life of your phone, so of course be aware of that. But I play a lot of games, okay? One of the things we do on my channel is play games all the time, and well done haptic feedback didn't exist a year and a half ago. And it was kind of new a year ago. I remember because I made a whole video, and it was like one of the things of things to watch out in new hyper-casual games. But I took that haptic feedback from the forums, I just copied and pasted and had it to be a point. So that's one of the things with Buildbox. You always gotta like have different ideas of how to approach it, because the forums, it was specific to adding a point, but I wanted to add it everywhere. So I did this, and now if you understand what I'm saying, you can too. Haptic feedback, and so this is a really cool game, I have to say. I think it was called Swarm Rush, but they are now testing with Voodoo. So I don't know if it's been released by Voodoo, but I'm pretty sure it's being tested. Swarm Rush. But this is the update. Oh wait, no, this is the original. So you can, it's cool, you can see the original here. But then you can see the update with, after going and making some changes for for Voodoo. So here it just looks more polished. You can see the levels. And the enemies I like a lot better, because instead of a capsule, which I wish Buildbox had more objects. I thought they had a haptic feedback. Where did I see the haptic feedback? Okay, I'm just going to be going through these. No haptic feedback. This was a great game I played over the weekend. That one was super fun. Honest Delivery, did they have haptic feedback? I think it was Domino's. Nope. I'm not seeing it. All right, well, I know what I want. Let's see what we can find on the flat icon. check Google as well. So I think you need like a wavy line and a non-wavy line. Let's take a look at the game over screen. Here's a haptic feed. I mean, it's not bad. Oh yeah, these buttons don't work. Buildbox bug if you were using a Macintosh or an Apple computer and multiple screens. The first load always fails. So these two, okay, they're not bad. I think I might just keep it, but I'm going to try to add. So this is stick to edge and like that. Haptic. So haptic doesn't have a stick to edge, which means depending on, here's a great way to get the screens of different phones. Oh, they finally got rid of that. No, here we go. Okay, so that's like a Buildbox hack. In order to get multiple views, you can do this. Oh, but we need to die. It's not bad. I think I can put the haptic. Well, all these other games didn't have haptic feedback. In the game. So they didn't have it in the game. I'm not gonna have it in the game. Hey, what's up, Vlad? You're not late. I got another 2 hours. We are working on UI. I was gonna get a new haptic feedback button, but I hate to say I'm lazy. I just don't like. So here, okay, so when setting these images up, you need to remember that iPhones come in different sizes. Yeah. I think hey Matt, I think the haptic button is fine, but it's whenever you make it, like I made that button in Illustrator, I just don't like it. Most games put haptic feedback in their settings menu. Mine was on the main screen because I don't have enough settings to warrant a settings menu. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it both in the main menu, basically any menu that isn't the game. So I only have 3 menus. But I don't know if I have it on the main menu. Oh, wait, I don't have a main menu. Yeah, I don't like main menus, honestly, so I just don't have them. But that reminds me, there is, check this out. Where is it? There used to be a request for a review, navigation button maybe? Restore purchases, so we're gonna need that one for sure. Game services. Let's do that as well. And then where? Google Game. Oh, I'm sorry, Google Drive. UI button. To be fair, and I think who was I talking to this morning? Oh, because I like to promote a fun new game called Donuts Delivery. Came out today, made with Buildbox 2. If you have not played a game with Buildbox 2 recently, I strongly suggest you check out this game because it's pretty cool. This game came out today. Super fun. Yeah, this game was made with Buildbox 2. I do know, I don't know, I don't want to be giving away too many secrets, but a lot of some things are done within, I think, I want to say Coco 3D. Basically, the UI in this game is better than any Buildbox 2 game I've ever seen, and how things are done and how they come into the screen, how they transition. They've been making Buildbox 2 games for a while now and have only gotten better. So definitely check out this game if you like to use Buildbox 2, because you can see a lot of cool things. And then, support them by watching a few ads if you can. If not, I'm sure that's okay too. Okay, so here default, this is going to be game services. And I'm going to put this in the top left corner. Hit that stick to edge button. And then this is the restore purchase button. I want to see if I got to recycle. I got a lot of buttons. Oh, this one actually says restore on it, so maybe I can just go like this. Go here, take the brightness to 1, save. Something like that, slowly but surely. Matt, most games put haptic feedback in the menu settings. Yep. Donuts looks well made. Yeah, it's actually very well made. It's, dare I say, some of the cleanest UI transitions. I mean, you literally in the game, you can have a store, and then you can upgrade your store outside and inside. I haven't seen anything like that before. I've seen it in other games, and it's weird. Maybe I'm partial. Like, see there, I bought a tree, and I bought signs on the inside. I've seen this in other games, and I think most of the time I just disregard it. And maybe it's because this is Buildbox 2, that I just, obviously, when I play the game, I'm a lot more engaged to just try to understand how things are working. And yeah, they do a great job in offering those abilities in order to upgrade just the inside of the store or the outside, stuff like that. Super cool. It is out today. Okay, so we got the haptic feedback, we got the sound, we got the restore purchase, we got the game settings, which I'm still not even sure how that works. I just saved it, I think, and so let's test it. Okay, so here, this looks weird, and that is because the haptic feedback button, you cannot stick to the edge. Slash says, I have a similar system implemented in Buildbox 3. It is a start for boxers. I'm happy to see it in other games. You have similar system implemented in Buildbox. What system are you speaking of, Vlad, in terms of menu UI? Yeah, it's interesting. I find that the community is super interested in those things. I particularly am not, so that's why you don't see me doing like shop stuff, but because for me I like to focus on making levels, but it's totally cool. Like the shops in this, like people like that stuff in terms of yeah, it helps with the retention massively, I think. Game over. I feel like I need some kind of information here. I can put dominoes touched. Let's see. So right now I'm going through all the levels and I'm looking to make sure that these dominoes are on top and they're not doing anything unexpected that could lead to issues if I make any additional changes to what I call the dominoes. I should have done this sooner, and here we can see Buildbox is actually kind of going slow. Like I'm trying to jump in between the scenes and Buildbox is slow. Fairly right, because obviously I have big scenes, but this is yeah, Buildbox 3.2.3 is definitely slower. Yeah, this kind of stuff bothers me a lot. Slightly tempted to go back to 3.2.1 because of this. But okay. Oh my god, this is so slow. The cool thing is, like, once you do something, the second time you do it is always faster. Generally speaking. But this is super slow. So just focus on the UI, because the UI I can always export everything, I think, for the most part. Maybe, no. I'm trying to think what else I should add here. I got level complete. Some kind of score. Let me take those objects. Okay, let's see how this looks. Here, so the buttons are up here. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, and then this doesn't work, so we're gonna reload it and give it a go. Decent. Frame rate drops a little bit. Hey, what's up, Dragos? Sunny. So it can remove the shadows, etc. So, Sunny, when you say it can remove the shadows, what you're talking about for better speed? I know when you go to an object and you get rid of, like if I go into this object and you hit cast shadow, receive shadow, removing these will help the load time of a lot of things. Dragos asks, I need Pro to make levels in Buildbox. You do not need Pro to make levels in Buildbox. You do have to make these scenes levels, kind of like what I'm doing here. So this is level 1, and then level 1 ends over here. You'll have to do that. Whereas if I wanted to, I could make the world level 1, and then have like a level 2, 3, 4, 5. But because that's not how I am making this specific game, it's not set up that way. So I hope that answers your question. But you can do it with the free license. I recommend everyone using the free license for Buildbox to just become acquainted with the software and see if it's something you like. There's a lot of softwares out there to make games, and Buildbox is right now doesn't allow mobile export, which I think is kind of lame. So yeah, before you get the Pro, definitely test out the free settings. Be sure to follow Smart Penguin. He's a very smart penguin, and he has an example of how to make scenes, levels, tutorial. I have one too, but his is just better. If you want to watch me, you can search in the search, but I meant if you. So if you remove the shadows, etc. Oh, you're saying removing the shadows from the cubes. Yeah, that could work. Removing the shadows from here. So go here. I think I would like to remove receive shadows, and I can add cast shadows. Oh, but then also make this jump 20. Yeah, keep it set. Sweet. I don't like that level complete. I still don't like it. Here's a bunch of games. Let's see. What did they do? So here it's just like a big level complete. I mean, even here it's super simple. Okay, so I'm going to see how I can try to keep track of. So wait, where is it? The game UI here. Here we have current points. So this is where I'm keeping track of some points, and I want this to have a point. But when I hit play. And let me go ahead and test another level because look, it's not lighting up. That's not good. Oh, nope, I need that. So this was something made by Vlad, who I don't know if he's still here, but he helped me. Where is it? If collide. oh, if collide with anything, add 0 points. So it actually kind of looks like I have this here twice. But one says platform. So I'm going to put if collide with R cube. Wait, is there a point system? 0. So wait, let me deselect this. And the main thing here is I'm looking right here. You see where it says 0? So right now it just has 6. The frame rate is kind of slow, but it's not terrible. So I think I'm keeping points somewhere and I just forgot where, which is really bad. Yeah, because somewhere points are being added and I don't know where. Collide with all if collide with all enemies. So let me go here. This is a platform cube. Alright, I'm gonna change. Oh. Wait, this is at 5, so it should be picking up the player. Any chance you're still there, Vlad? Here's the if collide. So this causes the cube to change a color, but it seems to. Oh, there's a duration. Hit delete? What does that do? Oh, it keeps the. Okay, so let's do 0.5. So I'm gonna definitely need to hit up Vlad later because he helped create this node for me. And okay, everything's still there. UI, back to the UI. Game over UI. Don't like it. I feel like I need some more information, like something in terms of a score, but there's no score. I mean, you hit those little things, but not all the levels have it. Okay, I'm just gonna go through. Oh, hey, what's up, Vlad? I would love to get your input. So I don't know what happened, but here in that platform, the color node that you created, that changes. So this changes right here. But it seems to be different. Okay, so in 3.21, whenever I was on an object, it would change the color. But so I can use it. The thing is I don't want it to change. I want it so if the player is colliding, then be that color. So what I'm not sure on is this was working properly in the previous build, but now it's not working now. And I haven't made any changes, which leads me to believe that this issue is more to do with 3.2.3. But actually, let me save it here. and load an old file. That way we can test it specifically there. Yeah, thank you, Vlad, for taking time out of your busy schedule to help make. Oh wait. Oh, what is this? Oh, I think I was trying to. Okay. Oh, I like that idea. This is what I do when I am deep in thought. Yeah, I like it, but I don't know, man. I'm a big believer on less is more. I'll let that idea sink in and think about it, but I do like it. Oh, I think I'm gonna save it one more time. I don't know if I saved it, but I'm gonna reload it, Vlad, to see if there is an issue in terms of like what you were saying. Well, not what you were saying, but if it's what I was saying in terms of the older, if it works on the older version, that's what I'm trying to say. Is Vlad Roman? KS Roman. Romania. Italiano. I'm gonna open up this one. I think I saved it right. Yeah, right there. I just want to see if, yeah, if the tiles light up or not. So it's working here. Yeah, I'll let Vlad answer that. So it looks like it's working here. You know what? I bet it maybe has something. No. So that's weird. It works there. Oh, you guys are typing Romanian. Yeah, I'm gonna open it up. But first I'm gonna take it and then save everything. Because for some reason it works in the older version, but not in the latest version. So That clearly means the mistake is mine. I must have accidentally touched something to change something that I don't know what. So I'm just gonna go over everything and then Control V. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. See, it does it there. Why does it do it? Oh, wow. Oh, I gotta, that's a timer node right there. There's a log in here that should be removed. Check your collision on your platform. Yeah, look, the F collide is plenty big. Maybe make it even bigger. Yeah, I don't, that's not it. You see? Even it's detecting it from over here because I made it so big. Yeah, that's strange, right? So the only thing I changed, oh, you know what it is? I bet it's something to do with the physics. I bet you that's it. No. Your character has no dynamics, physics, or something. Well, no, the character is dynamic. The only thing I've done today is oh shh. I hope disconnecting those didn't screw anything up. I'm gonna open this file again. Actually, let me open it one version before. That way I can see if this error, if I accidentally made an error before causing this to happen, or if it's a recent development. Also, one of the best reasons to have multiple versions. Of course, of course. So look, here it works. And I got stuff shooting out. What was the changes that I made in the flying dominoes? So, hey, you know what, Vlad? I think I'm just gonna just not continue with what I had before. Basically, I'm gonna go to an older version and then keep all the saved items here. So I think the biggest issue was the UI elements that I don't have here. So I'm gonna just save it again. I don't know what the change is, so I'm not gonna worry about it. 59, take 2, menu UI updates. And that's okay when you have to do something multiple times. I did this earlier and I'm doing it again because I had to go back to a previous saved version, which I did all of that on purpose because it's a good example. That was why I did it. Yes. Okay, so we wanted volume up here as well. So these are all set to stick to edge, which I'm kind of iffy about. Yeah, I'm happy. I can send you. So that's the thing. I don't think. Here, let me save it. I don't think it's the issue with your code, because that stuff, from what I can tell, is all good. But I must have made some change somewhere. Actually, now that I think about it, no. Even then, changing the parameters of here. Let me save this. Did I just save it? Yeah, no, I think it's the player character collision, but it doesn't make sense. So here, let's go here. Let's go back. It's 59 flying dominoes. Like maybe it's a collision on the character. Yeah. I don't actually think it's the character. I think it has something to. I don't know. I think it has something to do with this, maybe. No, because that didn't. Dragos, do you have Instagram or Facebook? Because I need your help. If you have a pleasure to help me out, Vlad. Dragos, I do have Facebook and Instagram. This is actually the best place to get my assistance. I am not really able to help like one-on-one with specifically what you're doing. I prefer more to try to show you, point you in the right direction, and then let you spend hours doing your own research in terms to figure out your solution. That being said, I find that the Buildbox forums and Discord is a great place to go to try to get kind of like a one-on-one help. Or also don't forget to email support at Buildbox. Yeah, you can also find me on Discord as well. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna take a look at the menu UIs too, just to confirm there's not like something I'm missing. Okay. I will be right back. I am gonna get some more green tea. Yeah, and Vlad, like I like to help out, but sometimes, how do I say this? The majority of my questions are very people ask me are like, how do I make my character move? Or how do I get my character to jump? So they're very entry level questions, legitimate questions. And it reminds me when I started using Buildbox a year ago, Buildbox 3, it was very difficult to get a player to move like I wanted it to move. And even then, like the upside is Buildbox has improved a lot since a year ago. But I find a lot of solutions people can find on their own, but one has to spend hours. That being said, when someone helps and points you, well, at least even like Vlad, when you helped me with that special node, like it it means a lot more because I know something like getting a jump node, getting a movement node to work the way that I like. The first time I did that, it took me hours, hours upon hours upon hours. So, you know, in an environment where I'm live streaming, super easy to help and show how to get certain objects to do things. But other than that, like it takes a lot of time. So things like that. So for me, Vlad, it's just so much easier to do it during live stream. That's the thing. Then I don't have to set up a 30-second video because any 30-second video is going to at least take me 5 minutes to edit. Um, so I like to, where I can, help via live stream. I think that's more effective. It's real time, but that's me. I think everyone has their way of trying to help the community in whatever way possible. And something is always better than nothing. Okay, so let's check to make sure this is still working. Okay, that looks good, but I did notice this is super big. I'm gonna make it to 3, and then we'll take a look again. Okay. This. I think this previous cube was used for the color animation. Oh, but I got rid of it for this object. Games restore button, that's the one that I'm missing. Navigation button. Oh. Save that. Store, okay, cool. I'm gonna save it. And yeah, I kind of want So I have a point system somewhere. Something is keeping track of points. I know that because I have this here, and I'm gonna have to find it because I don't like that anymore. If I go to the UI, the main game UI, whoa, what was that? Restore. Put that back there. Okay. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Restore UI. Oh yeah, here. So something is keeping track of this points, and I literally have no idea what. But you know what I do know? I know the ball, and I know this platform, and somehow the ball and the platform gives you 6 points. I don't really understand that, and that's okay because I can go look into the platform. So here I'm just looking for add a point. I see it nowhere. So I'm going to go to the character as well. And I'm going to deselect this and deselect it here. It looks like I actually have it twice. And I believe that's an accident. So it's not changing, so that's good. Sweet. I don't see a tail on the oh, did I accidentally get rid of it? I think I did. Okay, so I'm gonna connect this. Okay, so it stays 0, 0, and it's adding a point of 0. Oh, this is coins, which I think is oh, that's the difference between these two. One's coins and one's points. So coins is okay. I'm going to keep coins because I think it allows for the haptic feedback to say that there's a point. Well, what if I make this one coins? And then let's go here. Oh, I had a scale animation, so I'm going to bring that back. And maybe that caused the whole issue with it not working properly. Scale animation, let's go here, in, out, set, duration 2 seconds, size 0, 0. Okay, so now I'm going to do 0.1. Save it. It's been too long since I saved. All right. That should work. objects are not, they're not getting smaller. What is up with that? What's this, animation? I don't even know what that is. Maybe that's why it's being weird, because I'm using some node that I don't even know what it does. There we go. Look, it gets smaller. Hey, Vlad asked one question: how do you become a community mentor? So what I would do, what is it, Hugh the Dev? I would reach out to specifically Hugh the Dev, and let him know that you would like to be a community mentor and what you could do to get that. But I honestly think you've been helping. I see you on Discord helping all the time, and putting feature requests, which I think is cool. I should do more feature requests. I don't know why I don't. So I would reach out to Hugh the Dev or any. See, hold on. I got. Oh. Okay, so we need stuff up in the level complete, and what was I doing? I think I was just testing, maybe, I don't know. So it goes straight up right now, and that's why you need the rotate 360 everywhere. Actually, what if I just do that? Oops. I'm trying to see what looks the coolest. And yeah. It's all about that cool factor. Okay, the trail is way too long. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try 0 again. So there's this weird thing in Buildbox that sometimes when you try to make it go to 0, it does not work. And that's important to know because the workaround. Oh, look, see, so it's working. It kind of looks like it shoots off into the distance. I feel like I need to make that trail. I don't know, 0.5? 0.5. I'm just trying to get that perfect look and feel. Yeah, I think it looks amazing. I don't like this, I'm not gonna lie. I would rather a fatter width and a smaller fade. Yeah, yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna save it. All right, so it's almost 5. I need to focus more on the menu UI. Notice how I've been trying to like not focus on the menu UI and do something amazingly cool, like every time you hit a domino, it flies off the screen. That's how I keep myself semi busy. I don't think these fly off the screen. They might. I should check. Yeah, these might. Let's see. Let's test this level out. Look at that frame rate. A lot of stuff going on here. So this is gonna be an issue because this level wasn't created with the idea of having. Basically, I'm using the same cube, so I might need to go back and change this so that I'm not using the cubes, and then you can see how there's like this, just slowing everything down. And that's not that big of a deal, it's just time. So it's like when you make a change to something, you need to keep track of it everywhere. Yeah, that's my MO. But I get distracted, glad, by really cool things like dominoes that fly off like fireworks. Like that's the trick. If you're gonna get distracted, at least it's for something cool. If it's for something not cool, well then shame on me. Okay, let's get. So I'll need to redo that level. Something to keep in mind. I don't think I need anything here. Oh yeah, I did want to. R cube. So I can keep the point system within the character, which I think I'm going to do actually here. If collide with R cube, 1 coin. Oh, and then the UI isn't showing coins, it's showing points. Yeah. Oh, geez. You try to create a level. I hope you've been busy with other things. What kind of game are you working on, Vlad? Okay, so now I should be able to see this change to 1. Oh, crap. Technically, it still applies here. Let me try another level. Whoa, geez, something was weird. I'm gonna try some other levels because now what happens is all these characters, they begin to have all these dominoes, they have physics properties attached to them. So it may slow down the lag. Also, notice how I am not messing with the UI, which is kind of the whole point. Look at those frame rates. Whoa. Crap. Okay, I need to fix that. 50, level 50. feel like the ball needs a little bit more bounce, but I don't like to change this because it changes everything. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna try to keep track of the coins. Trying to think of like what Zach did and phases I thought was very cool. Ah. I tried to create a level. It's a hyper-casual puzzle game, like the exact one that I asked for your feedback on the color palette. Color palettes are always fun. I get lost on color palettes. That's why if I find one, something like this, I just try to stick with it. Do you go to any specific websites for color palettes, Vlad? What was I looking for? Oh, you know what? I'm probably gonna need to move these somewhere, maybe in the bottom. I don't know. No, because then you're likely to touch it. That's not. Ooh, Vlad, that looks sick. I like the glow. Those assets look amazing, man. And this is Buildbox 2 or Buildbox 3? Ah, look at those. Well done. I like the polish. You got. I need to do sounds. Dude, looks great. I cannot wait to play it. Nice. Nice. So you're doing like camera tricks with those birds. Some of them are close, some of them are far away. You can even randomize it. Okay, so I guess the restore looks good. Game over. One more UI. Level complete. Level complete. Yeah, that's a cool thing of understanding Buildbox is you're like, oh, I think if I were to do that, I would do this. And okay, I forget how to add an object. I want to add an object here. Let me go here, hit export. So basically I'm exporting the object to import it into Buildbox. And if anyone's got any other ideas or suggestions, please leave a comment. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. That means a lot to me, and it helps the YouTube algorithm know that making games is cool. Okay, dynamics. So take it from here, and then I add it to the UI screen. Up there it is. Now this is going to have a lot of stuff to it, all of which I'm going to delete. Oh, I'm gonna keep this, so that's cool. I don't know if the color will stay, but I'm curious to find out. We don't need a wake up spawner. Oh, and I should probably, uh-oh. Let me go in here and name this coin cube. And hopefully, yeah, okay, cool. So I did delete stuff here. I was worried that I deleted stuff from the actual cube, but we don't need this or this or that or that or that or that or that or that or that. We can do, I could have actually used the rotate. We can use that. Looks like that doesn't have the 360, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. So here we are going to actually, we'll need to, I don't know if I need to make this, I'm trying to figure out where I need to make this changes in the size. So the X is 0.5, I think. Okay. I'm hoping this looks cool. Wait, I'm on the UI screen. I don't need the game center or restore on the UI screen, so we'll fix that. And we'll put those on the level complete. Command X, Command V, copy and paste. Well, let's test it now. Okay, so it's spinning like that, which is cool, but yeah, okay, so I got an idea of how to change it here. So we're gonna go to the UI, and we're gonna go ahead and make that back to 1.1. And let's go into the world. Grab one of these, 0.5, 0.75, 0.5. So we go here, scale, 0.5, 0.75, 0.5. And rotation factor, I'm going to do 45. I just want to see if it goes at an angle. That's actually really cool, but see what it does at 0. Scale, okay, so I might need to change this. 0.5, 0.75, yeah, this is it. And then notice how it was a little bit, it was almost like off the screen. And that is because Buildbox does a mediocre job in terms of how you handle resolutions for different sizes. So I always try to build everything around the latest iPhone, not only because that's more users, but also if it fits on the new iPhone, it will fit everywhere. But if it fits everywhere, it doesn't necessarily fit on the new iPhone. Something to consider. Okay, so I'm also going to limit this rotation. Let's see, we got possible X. One of them I don't want it to spin. I think it's the Z, so I'm gonna put the Z to 0. All right, let me put the X to 90. I just want to see how that looks. I mean, yeah, I might as well just, I don't know if this is speed. Let's try this, 45, 45, 45. I think this is how fast. Definitely. I'm gonna do 0, 0. Go here, make the color a little bit lighter. And I'm going to do it for all of these other more. A good way to test is to just go and test, compare the two. Okay, so it looks like it definitely needs to be lighter. Pink definitely needs to be lighter. See, it's all, excuse me, already pretty light. Okay, we got purple, pink. Yeah, it's still not that light. I'm just gonna check to make sure the pink is loading the right one. Yeah, it is. It's just super. Maybe that's good. That's like a actual pink. Yeah, no, it's ugly. Did not save? Green looks good. Red, I don't like it. Okay, let me do that. Go to the UI screen, grab this image, and I'm going to do something like this. Whenever you're trying to grab the corner, it's always... So you see the up and down, but if you go a little bit out maybe. I'm trying to like, there we go. Something like that, perfect. 20, rotation right here. We're gonna just change to 25 degrees. And how does it look? Move it a little bit higher. Something like that, I think it's good. Refresh it. Yeah, that purple looks ugly. Go here, and we'll make this actually bigger, so 0.5. Do that. We can even, this is the Arial white. Center alignment. This is good to do because if you, in this game, you'll definitely be able to get more than 10 and it'll move the numbers around. So these colors all look good except for blue, I think. I don't like. check out running monsters. The high score is not 420. Coin. There we go. Oh, blue. Look at the rotate spinning. Okay, so if I put this at 1,000, I bet it will spin 1,000. Yeah. Okay, so that actually makes a big difference in terms of what I was doing previously when they fly up in the air. I thought it was like a rotation angle of 360, and it doesn't look like it is. So, here's the cube. That's not this one. So I'm gonna try 150 just to see how it looks. If it still has the same effect, then I'm good to go. So the biggest thing I want is to add a time delay. Because look here. When I touch it, so I'm at 0, instantly it's 1. But I would like it to fly up and just kind of give it a couple of seconds before the points are added. I think is a better user experience. So let's go ahead and do that. This is coins, so we'll put it in here. Time delay of 0.5. I think it's a little bit much, so I'm going to do 0.25, and then we'll see how that looks and feels. Notice the frames per second. So I'll definitely need to, and the ball seems to be super easy to move. It's only because it has a light weight. Okay. Game over. So here we're going to take these objects. Oh, this one. This one. And we'll put these in the game over, kind of like over here, and the level complete. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, actually, let's do that. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grab this and this, hit copy and paste over here. I'm gonna keep it up here, and I'm gonna see if I can't make it smaller. So this is gonna show your total, and then the UI, it should show current. Change that to current. So when you complete, you'll see your total, and then over here, it'll have your current. And I can make this bigger as well. And put it in the middle, along with this. Paste. So when you die, you get to see, oh, we're gonna have to move these over as well. So when you die, you can see your total score on the top left, and in the middle, you can see what you received on that level. Let's save it. It's been a while. Cool. Yeah, I wanted to test it. Okay, so we see it here. It looks a little weird. Notice up here, it's all the way to the left. This is the game over. So I'm selecting both and I'm moving it to the right. The number shows up, which is great, but it won't be the same in the level complete. So let's do that again. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the frame rate. Okay, so this cube looks better than this cube. And that's because of the scale. So let me think about that for a second. So here, the XY scale is bigger. Level complete. So I'm gonna go over here, grab the text and the cube here and delete what's over here because those are not aligned properly. Game over. I'm gonna get rid of this. No, I'm just gonna make it one, kind of just get an idea of what the player will actually see. Yeah, I don't know. I should put like collected or something. Hey, what's up, Ab? Welcome, Ab Mora. Making some, working on the UI, trying to make this look cooler. I'm gonna play this level again and see. Oh, hey, did that work? Okay. Okay, so I'm trying not to edit the levels too much, but here there's just not enough depth in terms of when the character bounces, it will bounce up according to where it bounced down. So the more gravity or momentum it gets, the more gravity and momentum it'll have. And then also, I think a cool thing to do when it comes to this basic, how do I say, UI is to set things up. So I want these. There, and then we can change this to text. Now. I'm not sure, collected total. I guess that's kind of... these will be coins, but they don't do anything. I kind of want to do something where you unlock characters or something, but I don't even know how to do that, so... Okay. And actually doing this helps in terms of... Oops. It helps because it removes the object from up here. What is this arrow? Well, I think I got everything, so I'm going to hit copy and then go to the game over. Select, delete, delete, delete up here as well, and then paste it. Ah, wait, there's not a number. Oh, crap. Okay, that's okay. Oh. Yeah, that's what I forgot. Oh, over here, here, this one. That like that. Oh, like that. Okay, cool. And let's save it and we can test it out. And like, I'll show you what I'm thinking in terms of the menu UI. Basically, I'm gonna have things come from the top. It's just gonna like, it's gonna just look like things are happening. And I think that'll help with just, you know, the how everything looks and feels. And then I'll move haptic back up here. Okay, and gonna test it out. Okay, so I noticed that these don't have colors, which I thought they would, honestly. It kind of makes sense that they don't. So here's where the colors are set. But these send and receive nodes don't get called out in the UI, which is why the color is set to one specific color. So I don't know if I should have it be a color. Like yellow makes sense. And I'm kind of sick and tired of testing that level over and over again. So let's test a new level. Yeah, I don't think it looks great. Maybe make them white? What is a way to... Maybe I can try a state machine. I don't think that'll work. So I'm trying to figure out how I can save the send receive signal. Signal threshold. Or filter, I don't really know which one. Okay, so I think I can use a signal filter, and what this does is it's going to change everything to off, and when the game we'll see. Let me try this out. I actually don't think this is going to work, but what blue? Okay, so when we get a blue, no, we need to get rid of this. So the thought is blue 2 is received. I'm gonna find, yeah, this is a better example because there's dominoes here. So if I see a blue domino, then I'm going to die. Notice the frame rate here is very bad. So that the frame rate is, you know, I just need to keep track because yeah, so here's blue. Oh, and we can look up here too. So that did not work. And let me go to the dominoes. I kind of want to see if I can add a wake up spawner here. Because what this does is, so I created a set physics because the object itself is a static. However, I then changed it to dynamic. But these right here automatically make the object physics. So it's almost like I'm doing it twice. Now the question is can I have the wake up spawner then activate it to become dynamic? That I don't know, and we're gonna find out. And the hopes is to save processing power. So it doesn't look like it right here. So something to just keep in mind while I'm making these levels and how I need to change anything, because now certain levels have way too many dominoes and it's been slowing things down. I'm gonna keep this here and let's take a look. I think this is a good start. I'm not gonna lie, I wish it was better or different, but yeah, gotta start somewhere. We are starting here. So next I've gone over here. If you were here at the beginning of this video, we were messing with the open, idle, and close. Gotta be super careful when you're here. And yeah, let's start setting things up. Okay, so first I'm thinking these come from the left. Let's hit record, and I'm gonna go up here and then hit tab. No, it doesn't lock it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna take that. And then I'm going to move it over here. And then I'm going to move it like over here. Sweet. So now, okay, the only problem is it should be doing it for everything. Cool, so grab these. This will be coming from the left. So here I'm just selecting all these items individually and moving the green. The green is the points remembered in this timeline. This is a timeline. So I'm changing it. So notice when I click idle, see how that's over there and it's not supposed to be? Supposed to be over here. And even this is supposed to be like that. So I'm at the open, and I'm gonna move this a little bit back. Move this a little bit up. Okay, so now, yeah, that looks good. And then we'll go ahead and do the same for this. Oh, hit the record button, select the item. I'm at 20, I hit tab so it saves it. And then I select 0. And it shows you where everything is at 0 frames per second. And then I move it up like this. So now when I hit play, I hope it didn't save the, okay, do it like that. So now 0 and you hit play, like that, 0. So I'm also gonna take this, and this. Got the 0 seconds selected here. Now I'm going to select each individual item just to confirm. You see how that one doesn't show a green dot? That means nothing was saved. Okay, so active button. Okay, cool, so they all look good. So now I'm going to select them all again. Select 20 and then drag this down like so. And let's go through them again. Saved. You can see it's been saved here. Been saved there. Been saved there. And been saved there. So let's test it. Okay. Yeah, it's looking good. And so this is at 320 by 220. And I think I'm just gonna do the same thing. I was trying to think of, doing something more cool or whatever, but we got 20 minutes left to do the exact same thing to the game over. Okay, they both look good, and then I'm gonna hit the 20. Nope, hit 20 like that, and play button and polyball. Great thing here is it's already at 320, so I can just go back here, hit 220. Oh, and grab this one as well. 220, and let's save it. Oh, hit this button, save. Now I'm gonna go to open and then idle. This is always important to do because if you don't do it, oh crap, cancel. I'm gonna save it actually into something new. So this looks good. You can see they're off a little bit. I don't know if there's any lag in this stream, but you can see they're off a little bit. That's okay. If they were perfect, I would be very surprised that that happened. Menu level complete. And then, oh, that is the game over. So I'm going to do the same thing for level complete. And then hopefully that'll be done. And then I don't know, take any questions. Definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. Otherwise, I'd be making the game by myself, which is fine. But it's just always so much more fun. Oh, okay. So let me show you this cool trick. Pro tip. And if you've liked any of the tips that I've given throughout this live stream, when you find a tip or anything that you like, please hit that like button. Then I can associate the likes to the tips and information that I'm providing in these. But okay, so check this out. This game over. here, the open, all that stuff gets transferred over. So I can actually just go here and kind of like delete everything. And then grab everything. Now this is everything except for the level complete. But this is actually what I do all the time when I have to essentially just do what I'm doing right now. When I need to copy and paste movements in the menu UI that take a lot of precision. These take precision. And there. So now check this out. Go to open. You can see it's all there except for this level complete, which I am going to do right now. So this is at 320, 950, and hit the record, move it up, go to 20, and then what did I say, 320, 950? Yeah. 933 is cool. Okay. Save it. Okay, so let's test it. Yeah, Buildbox 3.2.3 is super slow between multiple scenes. I'm like trying to select level 22, but it's not working. Okay, let's try 18. Wait, 18 doesn't. Alright, hit S, and we can just see the slowness of 3.2.3 compared to 3. Oh, what's going on? Come on. S. Only took 25 seconds. Yeah, I don't know if I should have gone back to 3.2.1. So the frame rate is crap. Alright, well, I mean, I got the dominoes to fly up. That's been on my list for a while. I'll have to play test it on my phone to see if I like it. I feel like I can do this. Okay, so this is the cube coin. Okay, I'm gonna see. Let me test this signal filter for these as well. I'm hoping that like once it sets, I still think this could work. It's false, you go in as true, and once it's true, it should be true even when you go to the next UI. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but Okay, it's pink over here and blue over here, which is all wrong, but what we want to do is see if there's color here, so there's not color there. Try here, so pink, that's pink, that's pink. Oh, but I don't have pink up here. Okay, so let me... So purple, green, or blue would be good examples. Oh yes, you see here? So I think we need to change this to true. Yeah, it's interesting. I actually have no idea if this will work or not, so... Yo, Sonny, welcome back. Have you been there? Oh, no. Okay, cool, that was a minute or so. Okay, so I'm gonna die. So we've discovered that my lag, I have a lot of lag. Oh wow, look at that, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so these don't change colors. That's okay, that's something I'll worry about on another day. That would have been cool for sure, but I think the biggest issue from today is making it so the dominoes fly up, which is super fun. Trail 5. Let's see how that looks now. It slows the slows the frame rate down like pretty bad. So I'll have to test it on my phone. Yeah, it is, but here, let me show you the cool part. And that's because now, before the objects were static, and when the player came close, they then became dynamic. But now everything's dynamic, so it's just super slow. That being said, this happens. They like fly away. So it's tough, you know, because this is like so cool. It actually gives you the incentives to, oh, all these are off by 1 point, they're off by 0.3 or something. So I'm not sure, we're gonna see, I'm gonna play on my phone. I find that it's often really a lot slower here because I'm live streaming and things like that. But yeah, so we'll see. 42, magic number, cool. Oh crap, I didn't even notice if the UI looked cool. Oh. Yeah, look at that, much cooler. It's amazing how something like that just adds so much animation to the level UI. It's so simple, and yet it took me 3.5 hours to get to the point where I wanted to do something about it. Okay, so I'm gonna make these smaller. I just think they look a little big. And notice I'm gonna keep that one the same. Then I'm making changes here. So I don't know. I think this version of Buildbox was a little like, it's definitely slower, but I don't know if it's worth going back to the previous version to keep the changes. So let's go ahead and save this. Menu, UI, small step forward. There's still plenty of time to make these better. I'm currently working to get a better camera. I totally broke mine. I was just like not paying attention. But that's okay. Things like that happen. Here, I feel like when I speak into a microphone, it's even better. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for everyone for joining, and I hope you learned a lot. There's a lot that I go through, and I try to explain in detail all the things that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and I understand that I tend to jump all over the place, which I'll try to look at that as a benefit because there's so much happening whenever you're making a game, a lot of different pieces. And this week we're going to be focusing on polishing. Next week I'm going to try to do game analytics and Facebook SDK analytics. I think I might test this with Quali. I'm not sure. I think I might as well. Is my current thought process. And then if I don't meet the metrics, because meeting publishers' metrics is always difficult, I'll probably just release it on my own. And if you haven't pre-ordered the game, if you have a iOS device, please do so. That helps me out. And yeah, if you have any questions, thoughts of things, please try to be specific. Leave them in the comments below. I read all my comments. And stay safe out there. COVID's still a thing. I don't know where you guys are, all over the world, which is kind of cool. But it's on the rise here in America because I totally understand what it's like to be cooped up, stuck inside. And I feel like that's just something everybody on the planet's trying to be mindful of. So if we just keep doing that for another year, hopefully we can take care of this COVID, and then I wouldn't know what normal is, but hopefully a little bit closer back to normal. So thanks again, everybody, stay safe, and until next time, peace. Get this, and I'm just gonna test. I'm going to finish by testing the levels in landscape mode. Oh, I want to go test level 1. It's a good outro, just me playing the game. Look at that. The frame rate is crap, but it does look good. Oh, no, stop close. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get stuck. Alright, everyone take care. Peace.